take a look at that. That means the wall is finished after a brutal, I wouldn't say brutal, after a very long period of time. This wall is finally finished, this perimeter wall, and I gotta say, it looks fantastic in my opinion than how I thought it would come out. But if you come over here for a second, I thought I'd take upon naming it nothing permanent. I used to call it not camp, compound crimson, but I guess I figured to name it Camp Solitude. This compound is under the protection of the glorious G's. Glorious Guardian Territory, status neutral. I think a glorious Guardians. You know, I like that name. We're gonna be Glorious Nomads, which is from a guild we used to play on in Arcade. Arcade is in beta, completely different game, MMO. No, we figured nomads don't settle, and we're settling, so that name wouldn't really fit. But if we just take a second to get on the outside of the wall here, just do a tour around here, I am so happy how this turned out. I mean, just look at it. I mean, this is the terrain differential. I thought that was gonna be a lot of trouble for me, but instead of like, you know, going through the mountain, we kind of went with the mountain. Instead of going through it, you go with it, and it came out really nice, in my opinion. Just looking at it, just going all around. I hate chickens. Going all the way around, and it is just like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this, well, I can tell you one thing, the mobs are not getting in. With the AI tracking, they try to find every possible way in, and the only possible way in is that front gate, except for that little hole, which I'll explain in a minute what that is. But I'm really liking this perimeter wall. I went through this whole thing. We spent the entire day, the first day of the SMP. I mean, you're probably not going to see this episode until maybe 3 days later after first one was released, because, you know, editing and whatnot. But this, I love this. This wall came out really great in my opinion. But here, obviously it's not finished here. This is where the AI go through when they try to get to people inside there, is because this is where I think I want to put a tower. Not a huge tower, not a clock tower, but just like a small guard tower, not too much bigger than that archway, the tip of that archway. And that's why I'm leaving there. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with that, but I think we may be doing that this episode. But oh, we're getting hungry. Jesus. But besides all that, I do wanna give you a little tour of the inside, because I know we did a lot of work off camera. But here we go. We got our nice little reed farm, which is good because these reed farms are pretty much part of our main income, and I'll tell you why. Which is why we went through so much trouble to build this wall. Well, I say we, Joe, or the right block, gathered the supplies. I did all the building, but he did a lot of work on the inside. Like, he was grinding just as much as I was, and I'll show you. Because we were getting really good stuff, and I'll show you why we went through all this work to protect these villagers. Oh, and this is why. Some of these trades are absolutely incredible. Unbreaking 2, Efficiency 2, Fortune 1. Oh, that's not even one of the good ones. Here, let me see. See, we got more paper here that we can trade for emeralds, which we can use to get fire aspect book. I think one of them is actually an infinity book. I gotta find it. Oh, it's that written book. How is my concentration camp going? Camp Solitude is just missing one tower. Alright, and let's see what we got over here with these villagers. See, a lot of them want rotten flesh for emeralds, and we use those emeralds to unlock a lot of stuff. I know there was more than this. Here we go, maybe. Here we go, diamond chest unbreaking, almost full chain armor. I think that there's more. There was an infinity book, unless I missed it. It could be one of these villagers out here, but the whole point of this wall is we want the villagers to be able to roam free. We want them to roam free out here. We don't have to have them locked up like that. We are going to probably do that with some of the really good ones, but we want to be able to have them roam free, so it's just a little more easier. Lucky at least you have a house, fucker hasn't. Yeah, so everybody's still getting sold in the SMP, but that's really what I wanted to show you guys this episode, was this wall, and I really like this wall that I built, and to be honest, I'm really proud of it. And then here, I'll show you something just in a sec here. This is obviously the work of the right blocks. This is the work of Joe. Sorry, they're very loud. This is an auto chicken farm thing. I forget what it's called. And what it pretty much does is, as you can see, there's a lot of baby chickens in there. And then when they hatch eggs, they smash into the glass and make more chickens. And when they get bigger, they'll grow up and they'll eventually get hit by that lava. Right now they're not getting hit by that lava. And then it will drop cooked chicken, saving us money on coal and, you know, a few feathers for a few arrows, which we're not going to need if I can find that Infinity Book village trader. Hopefully he hasn't got eaten. I don't think he did. I think I just missed him. He was in there. That's what I wanted to show you. But besides that, what I want to do at this episode, I'm pretty sure, is building that tower. It's not going to be anything major. I mean, we're still going to do some work around the place, but that's the main attraction of this episode. So without any further ado, I'm going to get a little more settled in and we'll get started. Alright guys, I'm back with the guard tower. I think I like it. I mean, it's not what I pictured it in my head to be, but if you just come up here for a second, I'll show you what it looks like on top of here. So you can't walk out, you can't really jump out. So it's mainly just for the view. I mean, we put it here for the gate in case anybody's in the gate or some mobs are approaching the gate and whatnot. But that's what this is. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if I like it. We can always come back to it. But I made sure that the wall gripped onto it so it looks nice and whatnot. And also, over here, Joe is hard at work here. Before we get some sticky pistons to make some awesome redstone mechanisms, we're putting this temporary trapdoor thing so we don't have to worry about the mobs in the front gate. Because now the only way that mobs can get in is through this front gate, which is really cool. And also, if you noticed, I did change the camp name again to Camp Andesite. And that was mainly because, not because of this road that I'm building, but because underneath this village, the amount of andesite that I found was just incredible. So this is just the start of what we want the roads to look like. Maybe we're not 100% sure. We want it to be bigger, which is why we're going to say we're going to be ripping up this entire compound, everything inside of it. We're not going to be flattening it out. We're just going to be ripping out all the buildings, all the village buildings and most of the farms, and we're going to make it look really nice, and it's going to be really cool. That's what that is, because right now, if you can see, it's just a bunch of mishmash, and it's just the only thing really good looking in this damn compound is the wall. So, oh, hello. Yes, this is a village compound. You are a zombie villager. You don't count. Come on, stop. It's not my fault. You should have went inside. But what we're going to be able to do now, well, not now, not yet, but eventually, when we clear things out, we're going to have the villagers roam free. It's going to be nice. Because right now they're all trapped up in Joe's basement. So it's getting pretty ugly down there. So that's what that is. But I'm assuming regarding the guard tower, I mean, I'm happy with it for now. But like I said, we can always come back to it. But that's about it for this episode. I think next episode we might continue more of the roads and whatnot. Or maybe rip some farms out, but eventually, like I said, we're going to rip out the entire thing, so it's going to look really nice. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next one.